So what's going on, guys? Welcome to part 2 of me building my own race car body for the first time. It's coming along great. In the last episode, which I will link up here or over here somewhere, I got the front done. Basically rear bumper, front bumper's done. Our cooling ducts are done, and where we're going to bolt our bolt-on fenders are done. So today I'm going to be working on the left rear quarter panel and maybe the right rear quarter panel. I'm not quite sure yet. I may actually just try to finish the left side today. Maybe, I don't know. And actually this video will be over the course of a couple days because I know I need more sheet metal. I would like to get the spoiler done as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the other pieces I have just kind of been just kind of making a little bit bigger than normal and then modifying it until it fits. But this piece, I'm actually going to use some cardboard that I have and make a template so I get it right the first time. I don't have to trim it because these pieces are going to start getting pretty big and they're going to eat up a lot of sheet metal, and I really don't want to waste sheet metal. Alright, so I'm just going to make a mark real quick where I'm going to trim this cardboard. That way it's a little easier to work with. Now, it may be hard to see, but I went ahead and I made 2 dots, one here and one here, and that represents the angle from about right here to here. So I'm going to put a line on that and cut it. Okay, so I made 3 dots on the side to represent the top of the tire, the rear of the tire, and the front of the tire, and I'm just going to freehand something. Alright, so I've got the rough sketch, and that's literally what I just did, is I just literally sketched it on there. Maybe hard to see, and I'm looking through this, through the sun, but I have the wheel arch, I have where I'm going to cut the sheet metal and join it with the door. The top line is where I want to go for the bottom of the sheet metal, and then right there, the top line is where I want to go with that sheet metal, or where I want to cut it off. I am putting rocker panels on this car, so that's why I'm cutting them a little high. So this is my rough cutout. I'm probably going to add like another inch or so to the top for my bend. But came out pretty nice. I may have to do a little bit of trimming, but this will get me in the ballpark. So this, I had to grab another sheet, but the sheet beneath this one, it just barely didn't fit. So that's kind of heartbreaking. I really didn't want to have to cut into this sheet just yet. I was hoping to get at least a quarter panel, but maybe I can get the right side on there because, well, no, they're the same size. I don't know. We'll save that for maybe some of the spoiler, or the bottom sheet for the spoiler. So I've got my template laid out. I pretty much took into account my bend here, so I added maybe about an inch, a little bit more than an inch. And because I'm using a table to bend this, the radius isn't going to be quite as sharp, so I'm also taking into account for that. Now that I've got this bent and kind of sitting where I need it to, I'm going to drill a couple holes, put some rivets in. I am going to trim this some more. The reason I didn't do that yet was because I wanted to see where it sat with the tire. I didn't want to take out too much. So yeah, we're going to drill some holes up top, rivet them, and trim it a little bit, and this one should be done. Alright, so I just want to show you guys what I've accomplished so far after I got the door piece out, or not door piece, quarter panel out, trimmed up. Pretty happy with it. I'm probably going to still have to do some trimming around the wheels, but that piece is pretty much ready to go in. This is the next side I'm going to be working on, but it's literally an exact copy, so I'm not going to duplicate what I filmed. And I may get to the spoiler, I may not. I'm sweating my tail off. It's really hot. I've been working since this early this morning, and I'm starting to get to that point now where I'm wore out. But we have made pretty good progress today. And anyways, I'm gonna go work on that other quarter panel before I start rambling. Now, the only thing that I am doing different with the right rear quarter panel is, if you see this outside line, that's my new line. That's the templates line. I went out a little bit, but I was like, that's probably not enough. So I made this extra line, and the reason I made it on the right side so much bigger is because the car rolls on its right side. So hopefully this should be enough clearance, so that way it doesn't cut up my tire like it did last year, right at the beginning of the year. So it may look a little goofy with it, with so much room around the tire, but I'd rather it look goofy than tear up my tires. So what's going on, guys? Today is a new day. I am back. I have bought some more metal here, and my goal today is to do the doors on both sides and then the fenders here. I don't have enough to get my hood and my roof done today. I need one more sheet, and I didn't realize it till I got here to the shop that I needed one more. I thought I had a little bit more than I did, but anywho, just a quick summary. I did do the quarter panels the other day. That was probably where I left off from the video. Now, I do want to take a second and talk about this spoiler that's on the car. For you people who've been with me for some time now, you know this is actually the old spoiler on the race car from the race car last year. I did make a spoiler, but I wasn't happy with it, and this one was just a lot neater, a lot, better made, I guess. And so I decided I was just going to remount it. I did shift it back a little bit further, but it's pretty much the exact same spoiler, and it riveted right up. So I did film a segment on me making the spoiler, just wasn't happy with it. And at that point I was ready to go home for the day, so I think that had a part in it as well. But anyway, spoilers on, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into doing the doors. Alright, so I'm going to start with the right side because I have more room over here right now, and then eventually I'll do the left side once this is done. Now, I am adding rocker panels to my car for the orange that I ran last year. So I'm probably only going to go to about right here with my sheet metal, and then the rest I'll have as the rocker panel. Now, I did leave them at the house, so I will have to run and go get them, but as far as my sheet metal goes, that's about as far as I want to go. I don't want to go any further than that. Mainly because last year we learned real quick that it's hard to get a jack under this side, especially if there's a flat. So yeah, we're going to fix that. We're going to leave sheet metal up a little bit more, and hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. So I know my door at least needs to come back to where a little bit past this sheet metal here, where I mounted a quarter panel. That way I can rivet the door. I'll trace out kind of a rough shape around the wheel, and then I'll kind of figure out where my height needs to be. And for the front, I'm going to have the sheet metal go up to about where the tire sits, and then I'll come back and shape it that way. And then I'll shape it a little bit more for the fenders we're going to do today as well. So 8 3/4, excuse me, 8 3/4 is our lowest point. Here I'm going to add about a 1/4 inch of give for going around this bar, because this door does kind of bow out some. So I'm going to give it, well, I may even give it about a 1/2 inch. That way it still covers this bottom bar. So maybe a little hard to see, but I have drawn our pretty much our wheel arch shape here, where we're going to cut it here and mount it behind this sheet metal. I also, on the other side, all I did was pretty much trace from the top of the decking down, so that gives me my line where my bend needs to be. And I did push this up against a car and do that. And I'll add probably 3/4 of an inch to the top of this line here. I know it's hard to see, but it's still mounted on the car. And then I'll use that as my bend. And then up here, I did the same thing, sort of. And now it's pretty much ready to be cut out and put on sheet metal. Alright, so I have the door sized up and ready to go ahead and start driving some rivets. I'm pretty happy with it, not going to touch it, so I'm going to go ahead and rivet the top. Then I'm going to run up to the house and grab the rocker panels, because I'm going to put those behind this and then drill a rivet, or put a rivet through this sheet metal, through the rocker panel, and into the steel brace that's back here. Alright, so now that I went and ran and grabbed my rocker panels, and I guess I can show you guys one, but this is the color I'm going with. It's the same color scheme as last year with the fluorescent orange. So all I'm going to do is just measure from wheel arch to wheel arch at the bottom here. I'll cut this piece and then we'll rivet it in. Alright, so I've got my measurement marked here, and I'm just going to take the Sawzall and cut right through this stuff. So I've actually made the decision that I think I'm going to end the video here. I'm not done down at the shop today. I am going to work on my fenders, but I'm going to make the fenders and the hood their own episode, and then that way the last episode can be the roof, and we'll be done with the car. I just don't want my episodes to get too long, And I'm not really sure where I'm at. I know I'm probably at the 15-16 minute mark for video. Maybe, I don't know if we're not, whatever. But I just don't want the videos to get too long is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I want to say a quick shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. I will also leave a link to the video up here in the corner, whichever side, so you can go check that out if that's something you would be interested in. But thank you guys so much for the watching. Wow. Tell you guys, it's been a rough day. I've been having all kinds of brain farts and whatnot. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and as always, we will see you in the next video.